Stop right there. Before you plant a single seed this February, I need to tell you about the 3 crops that'll save you more money than any budgeting app ever could, and the 2 sneaky vegetables that are literally setting your cash on fire right now. Trust me, what I'm about to share goes against everything those big gardening catalogs want you to believe. Hey there, growers. Welcome back to Earthly Gardening, where we dig deep into real solutions that actually work for your wallet and your soil. If you're new here, you've just stepped into a community of over 30,000 gardeners who refuse to overspend on their growing dreams. Today we're cracking open February's planting secrets. The nursery staff don't advertise because, frankly, it doesn't make them enough profit. Now, before we dive in, do me a quick favor: smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly money-saving growing hacks. February is tricky, and next week I'll be revealing how to extend your harvest season by 2 full months using items you already have at home. You won't want to miss that. Alright, let's grow. Section 1, the money-saving champions of February. First up, broad beans. Now, I know what you're thinking. Beans in February? Isn't it freezing? And you'd be right to question it. But broad beans, also called fava beans if you want to get fancy, are absolute warriors. These beauties laugh in the face of frost. We're talking plants that can handle temperatures down to about 15 degrees Fahrenheit once they're established. Here's why they're your best financial friend this month. 1 packet of broad bean seeds costs roughly the same as a single can of chickpeas at the grocery store. But that packet? It'll give you pounds upon pounds of fresh beans that taste nothing like what you'd get from a can. Plus, these plants actually improve your soil by fixing nitrogen, meaning they're literally fertilizing your garden for free while they grow. Your future crops will thank you. Plant them now, directly into the ground if your soil isn't frozen solid, or start them in deep pots if you're still dealing with ice. They'll be ready to harvest in about 3 months, right when those grocery store bean prices start climbing for spring. Second, spinach. Spinach gets overlooked because people assume it's too delicate for cold weather. Wrong. February sown spinach is actually sweeter and more tender than anything you'll grow in summer heat. The cold temperatures trigger something in these plants. They produce extra sugars to protect themselves, which means better flavor for you. Here's the math that matters: a single packet of spinach seeds runs you maybe $3. That same $3 at the store gets you one of those tiny plastic containers that goes slimy in your fridge after 4 days. Your seeds? They'll produce fresh leaves for months if you harvest them correctly. Just snip the outer leaves and let the center keep growing. Scatter those seeds now in rows or broadcast them across a bed. Keep them moist but not waterlogged. In zones 7 and up, you can direct sow outside. Colder zones? Use a simple plastic tunnel or even an old window frame laid over the bed. You'll be harvesting baby leaves in as little as 3 weeks. Third, garlic chives. This one's my personal secret weapon, and I rarely see anyone talking about it. Garlic chives are what I call a plant once, harvest forever crop. You put them in the ground this February, and they'll come back year after year, giving you free food without you lifting a finger beyond the occasional watering. They're tougher than regular chives, more flavorful, and they'll grow in spots where most plants throw tantrums. Got a shady corner? They'll grow there. Rocky soil? No problem. Forget to water them for a week? They'll forgive you. 1 small plant this month, and you can often find them cheap at Asian grocery stores or farmers markets, will multiply into a full clump by summer. Snip the leaves for stir-fries, salads, or anywhere you'd use onions or garlic. The flowers are edible too, and they're absolutely stunning. We're talking gourmet restaurant garnish growing in your backyard for pennies. Fourth, radishes. If you've got kids or you're new to gardening and need a win fast, radishes are calling your name. These little gems go from seed to your dinner plate in as little as 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's faster than most people remember to check their email. February radishes have an advantage over spring ones. They grow slower in the cool weather, which means they develop better flavor and don't get that unpleasant woody texture. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about pulling fresh vegetables from frozen ground while everyone else is still planning. Here's the budget angle: radish seeds are dirt cheap, and one packet contains hundreds of seeds. You can succession plant them every week through February and March, giving you a continuous harvest that would cost a fortune at farmers markets. And don't toss those radish greens, they're peppery, delicious in salads, and packed with nutrients. Fifth, onion sets. This is non-negotiable. If you plant nothing else in February, plant onion sets. These are your cooking foundation, the base of thousands of recipes, and buying them at the store year-round adds up faster than you realize. Onion sets are basically baby onions that are dormant and ready to grow. They're tougher than seeds, faster to harvest, and February is prime time to get them in the ground. Push them into the soil so just the tip is showing, space them about 4 inches apart, and then basically ignore them until summer. The return on investment here is staggering. A bag of onion sets costs maybe $5 to $8 and contains 50 to 100 sets. Each one becomes a full-sized onion worth 50 cents to $1 at the store. Do that math, you're looking at 10 to 20 times your money back, and they store for months after harvest. Section 2, What to absolutely avoid in February. Alright, now we need to talk about the wallet drainers. These are crops that seed companies push hard in February because they know gardeners are itching to plant something. But they're setting you up for failure and wasted money. Number 1, tomatoes. I can hear the gasps from here. But tomatoes are expensive at the store. True. But starting them now, in February, is a recipe for disaster unless you've got a professional setup. Here's what happens: you plant tomato seeds in February, they sprout beautifully, and then they sit. And sit. And stretch toward whatever weak winter light you can give them, becoming leggy and weak. By that time it's actually safe to plant them outside mid to late May. For most zones they're stressed, vulnerable, and nowhere near as productive as plants started later. Those fancy grow lights everyone recommends? They'll run your electricity bill up significantly over 2 to 3 months. The heating mats? More costs. The potting soil, the pots, the fertilizer for all those weeks of indoor growing? It adds up fast. Wait until late March or early April to start tomatoes, or better yet, buy locally grown transplants in May. Sometimes the cheapest option is admitting when a DIY approach actually costs more than the store-bought version. Number 2, peppers and eggplants. Same story as tomatoes, but worse. Peppers and eggplants need even more heat and light than tomatoes. Starting them in February means months of babysitting under artificial conditions, watching them slowly become disappointed versions of what they could be. These plants also hate being transplanted when they're too big, and after 3 months of indoor growing, they're definitely too big. Their root systems get bound up, their stems get woody, and you've spent a fortune on upkeep for plants that won't outperform one started 8 weeks later. Save your money, save your sanity, and skip these entirely until spring actually arrives. Speaking of saving money, if you're finding this valuable, drop a comment below telling me which crop you're most excited to try. I read every single comment, and I love hearing what's working in your gardens. And hey, if you haven't liked this video yet, now's a great time. It genuinely helps more growers find this channel and keeps these tips coming your way absolutely free. Section 3, The February Game Plan. So now you know what to plant and what to skip. Let's talk strategy because timing is everything. Week 1 of February. Get those broad beans in the ground first. They need the longest growing season, so priority 1 is giving them their spot. Direct sow if possible, or start in 4-inch pots if your ground is still frozen solid. Next, plant your onion sets. Pick a sunny spot with decent drainage. Onions hate wet feet and get them settled in. Water them once after planting, then leave them alone unless you're in a drought. Week 2. Time for spinach. Prepare your bed by loosening the soil and maybe mixing in some compost if you've got it, but honestly, spinach isn't picky. Broadcast those seeds generously because germination rates in cold soil can be spotty. Cover lightly with soil, pat it down, and keep it consistently moist until you see sprouts. Week 3. Radishes go in now. You can tuck them between your slower growing crops, plant them in containers, or give them their own row. The beauty of radishes is they'll be gone before your other crops need that space, so you're essentially getting free production from the same ground. Week 4. Plant your garlic chives if you haven't already grabbed them. Give them a permanent spot because they're staying for years. Somewhere you won't accidentally dig them up next season is ideal. Section 4, the money-saving secrets they don't advertise. Here's where we separate smart gardening from expensive gardening. Secret 1, seed sharing. Those packets of seeds contain way more than you'll use this season. Find one local gardening friend, split the packets, split the costs. Instant 50% savings. Better yet, join a local seed swap group. Many libraries and community centers host them in late winter. I've walked away from these with 20 varieties of seeds without spending a dime. Secret 2, succession planting beats bulk planting. Don't plant all your radishes in one day. Don't plant all your spinach at once. Stagger them weekly, using small amounts each time. This gives you continuous harvest instead of a massive glut followed by nothing. It also means you're not wasting crops that mature all at once and spoil before you can use them. Secret 3, save your own garlic chive seeds. Let a few of those garlic chive flowers go to seed in late summer. Collect them, store them in a paper envelope, and you've got free plants to share, trade, or expand your own patch next year. This works with radishes too. Let a few go to seed, and you'll never buy radish seeds again. Secret 4, broad bean bonus harvest. Most people just harvest the beans and call it done. But broad bean shoots and tender growing tips are a delicacy that sells for ridiculous prices at fancy restaurants. Pinch them off when the plants are about a foot tall to encourage bushier growth and better bean production, then toss those tips in salads or stir-fries. You're getting 2 crops from one plant. Section 5, Troubleshooting February Failures. Let me save you from the mistakes I made when I started. Problem 1, seeds not germinating. Cold soil is usually the culprit. If your ground temperature is below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, most seeds will just sit there waiting for warmth. Solution? Start them in pots indoors for a couple weeks, or wait until mid to late February when soil temps start rising. A cheap soil thermometer saves a lot of guessing and wasted seeds. Problem 2, seedlings dying after sprouting. This is called damping off, and it's caused by fungus in overly wet conditions. The fix is easy, don't overwater. Seeds need moisture to germinate, but once they're up, let the soil surface dry slightly between waterings. Good air circulation helps too, so don't crowd your seedlings. Problem 3, plants growing too slowly. February growth is naturally slow, and that's okay. These plants are building strong root systems in cool soil, which makes them tougher and more productive later. If you're really concerned, check that they're getting at least 6 hours of light and that your soil drains properly. Beyond that, patience is your best tool. Here's what I want you to remember when you're standing in your garden or staring at your seed packets: February planting isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking small, smart actions now that compound into serious savings and serious harvests later. Those broad beans you plant today? They're your June protein source covered. That spinach? It's months of salads you won't buy. Those onion sets? They're the foundation of dinners from now through next winter. And while your neighbors are just starting to think about gardening in late April, you'll be harvesting and eating while they're still shopping for transplants at marked-up prices. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of grower who makes this channel worth creating. Seriously, thank you for being here. Now, make sure you're subscribed because next week we're diving into companion planting secrets that'll double your yields without spending an extra penny. And 2 weeks from now, I'm showing you how to build a cold frame from recycled materials that'll extend your season by 2 full months. Drop a comment telling me what you're planting first, hit that like button to help other budget-conscious gardeners find this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep growing, keep saving, and remember the best gardens don't break the bank. Happy planting!